When I started looking for a classic vehicle, what I really wanted was a 1979 Ford F-150. That's the year I graduated. I mean, those were the vehicles I grew up with. As I started to research, I stumbled onto Velocity's YouTube page, and then after doing some homework, I knew this was going to be the product that was going to give me the best of both worlds. The old classic truck, but essentially just a brand new vehicle.
I don't know all the ins and outs of the cars, but all I know is when I go to these car shows, the guys are flocking to it and they notice every little detail. I mean, they know things about the car I don't know. They're looking underneath. People that know cars can tell the quality and that everything top to bottom is just beautifully done.
You know, I've had sports cars before, from Vipers to Aston Martins, and this is so much more fun. Driving these vehicles is just makes you feel like a kid again. My name is Kim Arnold, and I'm fortunate enough to own the Velocity Ford F-150, the K10, and the 1970 Bronco.
Hi, my name is Kim. We live in West Cliff, Colorado, and I got my first Velocity vehicle just under a year ago.
The reason I went with Velocity, once I started looking at classic vehicles and I knew that's the way I wanted to go, I wanted something that was reliable and dependable, and I didn't have to worry about it. I knew I could get in, start it up, and go.
Velocity, just knowing everything is basically built from scratch.
You know, just the attention to detail in those products, from, you know, the automatic windows, the backup camera, the Bluetooth. Not to mention when we pop that hood and we take a look at, you know, the Coyote or the LS3 engines in them, just impressive.
The other funny thing about those windows is that I instinctively, when I got in it, it's been so long since I had the old-fashioned roll-up windows, but the first few times of driving that car, I try to roll them down the old-fashioned way, but it's just a little automatic button.
The whole experience of dealing with Velocity from start to finish, the involvement that we had in picking colors, seats, that whole process was just super fun, and seeing the progress pictures really kept you in great anticipation, and I think just let you know that, you know, they were proud of the work as it was being built.
It just builds the excitement because you just get to see all those little details as they come along, and it really does. I gained so much respect.
It also gives you a sense of assurance too, that you know that they're very willing to send you pictures of this work during the complete process.
Also, sometimes it's hard to see over the phone what colors are really right, and they've just got such a great team in there that was really helpful at saying, we think maybe these 3 carpet colors would complement the vehicle well, and they can really help you refine that and make sure that your product comes out really looking
And they weren't
nice.
afraid to, because you remember we picked the 2 colors that we thought, when you were looking online, I think, well, these 2 would probably really go together. It was either Tom or Chris that called us back and said, look, when you're seeing what I'm seeing, this isn't a good color combination. You know, we need to either go lighter or you need to go darker. You know, they cared enough to say, look, we don't think you'd be happy with this as an end product. It may look good online, but it doesn't look good when we're right here. That's the type of company I want to deal with. My favorite, and it's a tough choice, but my favorite would be the Ford F-150. The colors on that truck, the Coyote engine, and the distressed leather in that truck, I just love driving in. I think it's just fun. I look forward to when we can take the vehicles out. I look forward to great weather and being able to just get out there and enjoy our Velocity vehicles, especially on a beautiful day. Taking that Bronco out with the top down is just awesome.
I agree, it's a very hard decision. It kind of, you know, depends on the mood and the day, but I love the K10. It's just my baby, just because Jim let me pick everything about it. So I got pretty attached just picking the colors and also the engines and those things, you know. It's just that sense of raw power that you could get from like a really awesome sports car, but you're just back in this cool old fashioned car like you grew up in, and it's just the best feeling in the world. I don't know how else to explain it. Was a little blown away when Jim got off the phone with Tom one day and said, "We're gonna get a Bronco as well." I was like, yes, because I love the Broncos. It's honestly, you know, it's so hard to decide when you think, oh, I could get one of these vehicles. Yeah, Bronco's always been one of my favorite vehicles.
I just have all kinds of confidence when I get behind the wheel of one of these Velocities. Again, for me, knowing how well it's going to drive, from the outside it looks like just a beautiful restored vehicle, but I know all the attention to detail that I'm going to be able to safely, comfortably drive this, and I'm not going to have to worry about breaking down or having, you know, it not start up again. For me, with my limited knowledge of what's actually under that hood and how to make it all work, I love the vehicles, but I want to drive them without any worries. My trust in the brand is really displayed that we have purchased that third one, and when I saw the K10 and started watching the videos of what Velocity was doing with the Chevys now, I knew that I had to have that K10 as well. I've had sports cars before, from Vipers to Aston Martins, and that's just a different experience. This is so much more fun owning these classic vehicles. We take them into town and you're just approachable, right? I mean, people want to come over. It's such a different feel than the sports cars that I drive this into Westcliff, and you almost feel like the mayor. Everyone's waving at you, and people love these old vehicles, and we're just having fun with them.
What I love about driving these old vehicles, I agree with Jim, that when we were driving the sports cars, you get a fair share of love, people thumbs up, but there's also a lot of envy, and I think anybody who's driven high-end sports cars can relate to feeling not just love, but almost more hate, shifting from high-end sports cars to just these Velocity vehicles. Everybody is just down home. Everybody's so much more receptive, so much more appreciative of it. They don't think you're a snob or something like that, you know, so yeah, they're just so much fun.
Yeah, it's very rewarding to own something that everyone appreciates so much, and we feel very blessed to own one of these, and it's just been a great experience. If I ran into someone that was looking to do a classic, my recommendation, you know, is going to be the Velocity. Our experience has just been first class. What I hear from Velocity, I can trust, and they delivered, you know, what they said that they were going to deliver. It's hard to beat that experience that we've had at Velocity, and I would highly recommend taking a look at them first.
If anybody's interested, I'm such a huge fan and believer in Velocity, especially being a female that's not super knowledgeable about cars. Women get taken advantage of a lot of times at mechanics, dealerships, because I think we're automatically judged, oh, this is a girl, she's not gonna know about cars. And you know, so many times people can get scammed and cheated into believing that you're getting a better quality vehicle or service than you're getting. And that's just been the absolute opposite with Velocity. I mean, it wasn't just a sales pitch and then they kind of let you hang. I mean, they're there for you every step of the way. Any little issue comes up, they're really easy to communicate with. We really feel like we're just sort of part of the family now, and there's just so many great perks to that.
The purchase of the Velocity vehicle was really my way of kind of saying, hey, I'm gonna reward myself with this Velocity vehicle. And to have an F-150 truck out west to drive back and forth around this ranch and to these small towns in Colorado was just blessed to have been able to do that.
Just don't wait. You know, life is short, and you know, none of us are promised tomorrow. So if you're lucky enough to be able to get one of these vehicles, it'll change your life. Like I said, it makes every drive just a joy, and so don't wait. Life is short. Go for it. They're just an amazing vehicle to own.
I could not have said it better than that. Life is short, and you don't know. And driving these vehicles is just, yeah, makes you feel like a kid again.